I looked at it, I said, why do you think? What do you think is your reasoning behind why the NFL right now looks like they're scripting these games? And you said money. Because of sports books.
100%.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
I think it's what.
Welcome to a very special edition of the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast for Tuesday, 12:30. We're doing this early for the new year, for the CFP, and lots of NFL scenarios going on. I am Chris Hodge, got my main man JR, who won a free pick again last week, just rolling. We also have former Playboy Playmate, Miss 2006, Alison Jordan, coming on later in the show, about 30 minutes from now. So who's ever watching the video right now, they're just going to scroll forward. They're not going to watch us. They're just going to go right to Alison.
I think you're wrong about that.
I do not. But we have a great interview lined up with, again, former Playboy Playmate Alison Jordan, who does a lot with Girls That Gamble Live, who's one of the sponsors of the podcast, along with TakingVegas.com.
I gotta say, you know what? She came by the office, really, really, really nice woman, and she's sharp, man. She knows her stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting to talk to her a little bit, kind of probe her on some sports things, and I mean, she was on point. She knows her stuff. Walking
around before she comes and does the interview, she was talking to everyone and really made everyone feel at home, talking to her. What a nice girl.
Yeah, she really is.
Hang around. We're going to have her on in about, like I said, a half hour. She's actually in the studio right now watching this, but, she'll be doing the interview in just a few moments. So, great job last week with your free pick. Seattle got the job done. I did not get the job done. I lost with Under Army. You are now 12-5. I am 11-7. All total, though, we are 23-12. You're carrying the weight. I'm up there because I had a couple.
You're still making money for.
I had underdog. Right? I had underdog winners in there. Texas A&M plus 190.
Money lines trying to catch up. Yeah.
What do you mean trying to catch up? That was 2 months ago. Texas A&M Notre Dame was at the
6
start
weeks
of the
ago.
season.
You were 5 games behind. You're like, money line, it's going to count as 2 picks.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
bro.
it doesn't work like that.
Well, if someone's betting $1,000 and I tell them bet $500 on the money line and $500 on...
We're not giving out strategy. We're giving out picks.
If I think the team's going to win outright...
You can't switch it up in the middle. Oh. So why didn't you just give out Atlanta at a 3-1 underdog on Monday night?
Let me just get the damn crystal ball out. I know we used it, but yeah, okay. Plus 7.5 win outright because it's that easy. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Blew it too, huh?
They tried to.
You know what? I was glad it was a great game. My son went to the game. His first football game.
He was at that game.
He did.
His girlfriend bought him the tickets.
His girlfriend flew him to Atlanta, bought a hotel, airfare, all of it.
Good for him, man.
He's only 20 years old.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's going to be a grandfather. Feel proud.
Easy killer.
Hey, guys, good to be with everyone here on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast, again, sponsored by TakingVegas.com and GirlsThatGamble.live. The reason why we're doing the show on Tuesday, the CFP. So we're gonna go down to each game, and then we'll get to some NFL clinching scenarios. You know what? Let me jump around here because we don't script this. There is a scenario this week in the NFL that I don't think I've ever seen. You and I haven't talked about it. I don't think you've ever seen it. There is a team, Jacksonville, that could be the number 1 seed or the number 7 seed.
It's insane.
I've never seen that on the last week ever in my life.
Usually it's, we're moving up from 4 to 2. Maybe from 5 to 2.
Go to 5 to 6.
But 7 or 1.
They could be 7 or 1.
I've never seen that.
The only thing that can't be is 4.
Yeah. And that's, listen, if the Steelers beat Cleveland this past week, they can't move up. They can't move down. It's a 4 seed, which means you get to go try out new talent this week. No, they blow it. And you want to talk about the scenario.
Here we go.
You talk about fixes every single week on this show. What was best for the NFL?
Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Sunday night, week 18.
You don't think that they purposely scheduled that game well in advance, and then they had to turn around? Green Bay, you have to lose. I don't think that they wanted Jordan Love to get knocked out, but Green Bay's got to lose, and then the Steelers got to go to Cleveland, and they've got to lose.
I did the video.
Arguably would be one of the worst Cleveland teams in the last 20 years.
I did the video on Josh Allen's arm coming forward, which I still believe was an incomplete pass.
It was an incomplete pass.
Okay. Absolute 1,000% pass interference in the end zone last play of the game, Cleveland-Pittsburgh.
Raped. Raped. And listen, if you go watch that replay, I could show you 3 different scenarios in that game where Aaron Rodgers, okay, let's face it, not agile no more. He's not going to run out of trouble. His head is supposed to be his biggest attribute. I was able to read the defense.
Game wide open.
Wide open.
Wide open.
It's a touch.
On the
and
angle.
you're throwing to a guy who just came off of waivers a few weeks back.
Wide open on the angle route.
On a fade route.
Script, bro.
Against the best corner, against War. What are you doing?
It's the Steelers fan in him right here.
I'm just saying, in general. So I could go through a bunch of games that this shit happened.
So hold on now.
But more and more, the NFL is getting what it wants.
100%.
And you look at it, because you and I looked at it, I said, why do you think? What do you think is your reasoning behind why the NFL right now looks like they're scripting these games? And you said money. Because of sports books.
100%.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
I think it's what brings in more money for the league, not
too.
through bets, but what's going to make a more entertaining game for the watcher.
Well,
well,
listen. So here's the deal, right? They're partners with the sports books. We've been over this ad nauseum. We don't need to go over it again. Buffalo goes from -1 to -3. The guy throws the ball forward. They call it a fumble. Everyone in the world was on Pittsburgh in that game. We actually, for our text plays, we did have Cleveland, but everyone in the world was on Pittsburgh in that game. Pass interference in the end zone doesn't get called. Listen, I've been saying it. You've been saying it. Odd. Let's get to the CFP. We're gonna go right down the list here. Miami and Ohio State. Now,
sure.
Miami is we're 3-1 in the CFP. The Miami game is the only one we lost. Yes. We had Texas A&M that day. We lost that game.
Dredge of a game too.
Yeah, I still think Texas A&M should have won that game. They had opportunities, especially in the first half.
Both teams, missing field goals, just blown opportunities inside the red zone. Listen, this Miami team cannot protect Carson Beck the way that they did, and the way that they pulled out a win. Because I just felt like they weren't letting them throw the ball. Now, granted, there was a lot of wind in the game, obviously, against A&M. I think that could have something to do with it, but it just felt like they were protecting him. They're going to have to let this kid really – if you're going to win this upcoming game, you're going to have to let it rip. You're in a dome. There's not going to be any wind in your play in
cotton ball. Yep.
So also Miami – I think they're going to have trouble up on their offensive line against that defensive line. I think both defensive lines are better than both offensive lines.
They probably are. Ohio State has the best defense in the country.
They do. But they were also seeing different looks from Indiana when they lost. Indiana has a tendency to run a lot of slants, a lot of different blitz packages, different personnel. Miami's like, they just like to get up there and beat you at the line.
Well, they have athletes. So I think
that they're big and they're strong, and they're not going to run the stunts that Indiana does. It's going to be a different look. I think Ohio State is going to have the advantage on both sides of the football.
Look, the odds makers obviously are telling you that, but it's weird because Ohio State's 9.5. The total is 40.5. That's a weird game. Of the 4 games, I actually believe this is crazy. I actually believe it's the toughest game. I would be shocked if Miami won. I do. I believe it's going to be the toughest game.
I feel like the Rose Bowl is the hardest game.
Nah.
I do.
I don't think so.
Because Alabama's been so unpredictable.
They can't run the ball, though.
But they've
-7
proven that
Indiana.
When they need to, they're throwing the ball really successfully. They're getting guys open downfield, just the way that some of the picks at the line of scrimmage are just opening things up. But
Alabama has athletes.
Listen,
they always do.
There's a reason, and I agree with you. When you see 9.5, normally you expect to see at least a 45, 46.5 punt line on the over-under. But again, just getting back to how is Miami – if they couldn't score against A&M, how are they scoring against Ohio State? And Ohio State's not going to be shut down by that Miami defense.
Here's what I was getting to before. It wouldn't shock me if Ohio State blew them out. It would shock me if Miami won, but it's like a tricky game to look at because – I
don't see Miami winning the game outright.
Me neither.
Okay.
Me neither.
If they're going to cover, they're going to cover.
Yeah.
And that'll be a very low-scoring game, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be something like
16-13,
right,
something like that.
Something close.
I'm going to say Ohio State wins the game. The point spread there, and again, look, when you bring this point spread into the equation, you could be up 14, a minute to go in the game, touchdown, win by 7. You're moving on to the semifinals, but you don't cover the number. But I think that's on New Year's Eve. That's the first game to kick off the playoffs there in the quarterfinals.
It's such a tough day to have those games, too. I'm doing something on New Year's Eve. I'm going to have to watch the replay on the game. It's
I'm
hard
watching.
to get. I know you are. I have a wife that forces me to do shit, okay? So,
you baby.
No.
Forces you?
I like being married. I've been married 28 years.
You
gotta fold sometimes. You play the accordion, man. You gotta
see.
Weave and bob.
This is the God's honest truth. Okay, this is said. My wife is watching this right now. Middle of August, I tell my wife, "I'll see you in April."
My wife knows it too, okay? She's been dealing with it longer than yours. 28 years.
I'm going to 27. You're a year older.
So I got you by a
year.
And every year.
I don't think my wife wants to deal with me during the season.
She's actually doing things without me on Fridays and Saturday nights because she knows that I go, please, have fun.
Good for her.
But New Year's, you got to sometimes go outside the box.
No.
I'm going to, and it's like I'm 30 years old or 25 years. I'm going to see DJ Snake for New Year's Eve.
Oh, my God.
First off,
I'm watching Miami play Ohio State.
I went to a DJ Snake concert 3 years ago, and I think I broke my rib. I was jumping
as a child. Let's move on. Rose Bowl. By the way, someone who was involved with the Girls That Gamble Live site, Jessica Hall. We did an interview with her a few weeks ago. She is on the Rose Bowl committee. She had tickets for me to go to this game. I know.
You're not going.
No, I couldn't get out there.
I would have said in advance you're not going.
I couldn't.
I don't care if it was.
Thank you, Jessica, though. Appreciate the tickets.
It could be at the old Nassau Coliseum, which is about 15 minutes away. You wouldn't go.
Not only, I can't. I'm not even going to tell a story about these tickets. But thank you, Jessica. Appreciate you offering the tickets. I'll take you up on it next year, hopefully. Alabama and Indiana. Now, Jessica's funny. Before we did the interview when the CFP was decided, they really wanted Ohio State Notre Dame. That's who the Rose Bowl committee really wanted in that game. She was talking to me about that off camera. They
brought the most money by.
They get Alabama, Indiana. They do get a Big Ten school, and the Rose Bowl likes that. But
is Indiana really ready for this?
I don't buy that.
Experience-wise, Alabama's been there, done that year after year after year after year.
No,
Just the culture there.
I don't buy that.
That's the only thing I see in the way that Indiana. Indiana's biggest hurdle is Indiana.
Well, first of all, the last time that Alabama was in the Rose Bowl was the last game that Nick Saban coached. They lost that game to Michigan. Alabama doesn't make the playoffs last year.
Experience in the playoffs, experience in,
well, this version, you got to understand something now. And he's more of an NFL guy. I'm more of a college guy. And we'll tell you straight up. You got to understand something now. Indiana was in the playoffs last year. Okay? They lost. They went on the road. They lost to Notre Dame.
Right.
Okay? They played in the Big Ten title game this year. They beat Ohio State.
They did.
They played in Big. They beat Oregon.
Was that their highlight? And now it's over. I know they're number one. They've been number one all year. They're the best team in college football.
Ohio State was number one all year, and then Indiana beat them.
Correct.
But Alabama wasn't in the playoffs last year, so Indiana, you could say, is more ready for this moment. Currently, teams. Okay. If you go to organizations,
like I'm talking about the last 15 years.
Yeah, but what difference does that make? No one from Indiana that doesn't make any difference.
The culture.
Listen, you know what? Signetti said it best.
It doesn't matter.
No, and I'll tell you why. As Signetti said it best. I'm gonna prove you wrong right here. The lady who was doing the interview before the Penn State game, she said something like, "This team has never won here in Penn State," or whatever she said. And he looked dead at her and he goes, "This team hasn't played here," which is right. This team is coming here for the first time. I don't want to hear. What do I give a shit about 1984? Who cares?
I'm not talking about
irrelevant.
1984. I'm talking just in general over the last few years, or even the last 10 years. We want to break it down to the decade. Alabama has much more experience playing in the spotlight, playing in the football playoff, just the school in general.
But hey, listen, Alabama struggles to run the ball. They haven't run the ball. They get out of Oklahoma.
Of all the teams in there, outside of maybe Ole Miss, Alabama's probably the most fugazi. Miami too. But Miami.
I'm not going to say they're fake. They're a legit football team.
They are, but they were also not supposed to be in, right? They were the
the bullshit. I don't want to hear that. No, I don't want to hear that nonsense. Alabama was supposed to be in. I don't care that they lost to the conference title game. Alabama was supposed to be in. They played in the ACC. They went and beat Georgia on the road. You're not going to kill them because they lost to Georgia in the SEC title game. I didn't buy into all of that.
Georgia's getting hot too. I just feel like they're firing on all cylinders right now. That offense is going to be hard to beat, man.
So, all right, let's jump around. Indiana or Alabama. Indiana -7 in the game. Total sitting at.
They nailed the spread. The spread's right where
it should be. It wouldn't shock me. Now, last year, all 4 higher seeds lost in this round.
Yeah.
So I don't think there'll be an upset here. I think Indiana's going to get the job done. Again, you bring the point spread into it.
I was just going to say, though, win, probably.
Our biggest game.
It's a tough one.
Our biggest game is on the 2 we're about to talk about, Oregon and Texas Tech, and we're on the Ole Miss Georgia game big. So we're not going to try to give a lean either which way. Obviously, Georgia played Ole Miss early in the season. Ole Miss had them beat. Ole Miss was winning that game in the fourth quarter.
Yep. Only
had
loss
them
of
beat.
the year.
And so here's the thing about these two teams, right? Great point. Ole Miss only loss came to Georgia. Georgia's only loss came to Alabama.
Right.
And we haven't spoken about these two teams all year long.
But Georgia also had a much tougher schedule than Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss actually played Tulane regular season and
the playoff, which was a waste of time.
2 of their 12 wins of this year have been against Tulane.
Waste of time.
I think the Citadel was one in there.
The SEC always does that. They always play those Mercers.
They're in the SEC and their schedule was weak. At least
Alabama.
It wasn't
weak, man.
At least Alabama puts real schools on its schedule. Like, they have a tough schedule every year, which is probably why they had the losses and still got into the playoff. Right, so
they didn't have the losses. They lost to Oklahoma, who made it to the CFP. Everyone's in the comments. He's an SEC apologist. I know it's coming.
Nonetheless, Notre Dame was on a 10-game win streak
again.
Going into
why do you got to piss me off?
First
why?
Off, because I'm the one who said Notre Dame should not get in, and Alabama should. I agreed with you, but Notre Dame won 10 straight coming into the time of picking the teams. Right. It's got to mean something.
Means shit. You lost to Miami, and you lost to Texas A&M. End of story. The team that you were up against, you lost outright to. And by the way, you lost to Texas A&M, and Miami just went and beat Texas A&M on the road. The committee made the right decision. All you leprechaun fucks out there, I don't care about. You guys can comment, complain like you've been doing for the last 3 weeks, crying, bitching, and moaning. Notre Dame doesn't.
Whole group of people to.
The hell with them. I'm so sick of Notre Dame, man. Get in a conference. Stop your whining and bitching. Okay, let's move on. By the way, we're about 15 minutes away. We're going to have Alison Jordan live in studio, so keep it here. That's going to be a great interview. Also, we have Oregon. Oh, you wanted to go Georgia, Ole Miss. So we'll go Georgia, Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl rematch. No Lane Kiffin, obviously. Didn't seem to hurt them against Tulane, nor should it have, because Tulane sucks. Had no business being in there. I fall back on, this is going to be my free pick, so I'll get to it. We're on the side of the game, big over at takingvegas.com and Sports Investors Daily, okay, which is 888-9-WIN-NOW, 888-994-6669 if you want the side of that play. I feel like this is an obvious one, and it scares me a little, but I just don't see how the defenses are going to win the day.
Ole Miss. Their defense is not good. The score of that Tulane game last week was not indicative of how well Tulane moved up and down the field. They did not score.
Georgia's going to score on them.
Georgia's going to put it in.
But so was Ole Miss. Ole Miss is going to score, and it was.
Are they? Are they?
Yeah, they are. And I'll tell you why.
I know how good that Ole Miss offense is, but that Georgia defense, man, is.
Well, they went there.
Good, man.
They went there. They put up 35-6 with some odd points.
How long? How many weeks?
I don't care. It's the same. They went there and put up points. So I'm going to go with the over. 55.5. Whether or not an issue, it's inside Sugar Bowl. Fast move.
You know how I feel about these big numbers in college football on totals, man.
I mean, what the hell? I gave out unders the last 2 weeks. You didn't say shit. Now I go with an over.
First off, I pointed out to you, it had to be 11 weeks ago, okay, that I had a conversation with somebody, and he told me that totals in college football, if they're anywhere near 60, go under.
All right, well, how far down do you go on a number? This one's 55.5.
That's why I'm kind of giving you a little.
Well, how far we go down? We're going to go down to 52.
Am I allowed to disagree on the show? I think it's going under. Way under. I'm glad you picked the over because it's going to give me another game ahead of you. But go ahead.
This guy, let me tell you something about this guy. See, he acts big. He knows if he don't have me for college sports, knows shit about it. Okay? NFL, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So the fact that this man just said he likes the under, way over the total. No, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think Ole Miss offense.
I think it could be high-scoring and land 50, 51, 53. I just don't see it getting me. College football now has different rules. There are not as many possessions in a college football game this year as there was every previous year known to mankind.
Why is that?
Well, because they changed the rules of college football. The clock no longer keeps right.
Do you know when they did that?
2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Long time ago.
So since the new rules have been in place,
okay,
any line near 60, you can go look it up. I went back and did my homework.
Okay.
It is way over 70%.
I'm not debating the 60. I'm not debating that. 55.5, fucko, isn't near 60.
It's near it.
Oh, God, bro.
You're in the ballpark.
God, bro.
You're in the ballpark.
Well, 54.5, that's near 60. 52.5, that's near 60.
No.
50, you know what's near 60?
55
59.
and up is near 60.
Oh, my God, bro. Oh, my God. It's not near 60. Anyway, over Ole Miss and Georgia.
He just hates when I disagree with him.
No, it has nothing to do with disagree. We're off on mathematics.
You guys can tell this shit's not scripted, man.
No, mathematics. Near 60. What the hell does near 60 mean? How far down are we going down?
I guess 56.5 would really constitute near
again,
60,
near 60 is 59. To any normal person walking the planet that knows numbers, arithmetic, math, whatever.
If you round up from 56, what do you got?
57. Okay, let's move on.
60.
Oh, my God. Oregon, Texas Tech. Don't want to talk too much about this because this is a big game for us. You know, I know this guy tries to give things away for nothing. Oregon, Texas Tech, Orange Bowl. Not going to mention too much about it, but it is our biggest game of the CFP. So I think Ohio State gets by Miami. I think Indiana gets by Alabama. Again, we're not talking about point spread. We're just talking about outright. I'm not going to talk about Oregon, Texas Tech. Don't want to lean you guys either which way. Ole Miss, Georgia, I think could be interesting.
Game, that Texas Tech-Oregon game, you have a team in Oregon that has shown that they could put up a lot of points on the board. Texas Tech defense has done nothing but stack that defensive line. I think it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a hell of a fun game. That's going to be one of the best games of the CFP, in my opinion.
I think it should be, and we're on that game big. So let's go over to the NFL. We spoke about that. By the way, my free pick over Ole Miss and Georgia. So we'll get to his NFL free pick. He's been great with the NFL free picks, 12-5. Phenomenal job. I said last week, you had lost 2 weeks ago. I said, when this guy loses, you can go back and watch it or listen to it. I said, when this guy loses, when you want to load up is the next week after this guy loses because this guy don't lose 2 in a row in the NFL. You proved me correct.
Thank you.
So you got the job done with Seattle last week. Clinching scenarios. Simple for Denver. If they beat the Chargers, they're the number 1 seed in the AFC. The Chargers are not playing Justin Herbert. They're playing Trey Lance. Yep. Again, we're doing this on Tuesday, so this game is on Sunday, so just be aware of that. Lines could change. Nonsense could go on. New England needs to win, and they need Denver to lose.
New England really put themselves in this position from the game they played 2 weeks ago, but yeah.
With Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay, when they were up 21-0.
Yep.
They need to win and have Denver lose to be the number 1 seed. Jacksonville's going to beat Tennessee. They're 13.5, 14-point right now on Tuesday. They're going to beat Tennessee.
They're supposed to.
Yeah, they're going to beat them.
I mean,
so they're going to end up.
Lawrence playing some of the best football we've seen him play since Clemson.
Good for him too.
I agree.
Good for him.
I am a Lawrence fan. I've been cheering for this kid, and I don't blame him. It's been the coaching staff there and the in and out, different offensive coordinators, head coaches, just a revolving door. Now a little bit more consistency, somebody that he can really believe in, and they believe in him. Really getting the job done. I agree. Pat on the back.
It takes. Because NFL scouts, if you're watching, you haven't figured this shit out because you're clowns. It takes quarterbacks.
Ex-scout.
Yes. It takes scouts. I was actually.
I'm going to bring in Bozo's nose for you.
I was actually I'm not going to mention the organization, but I was highly involved on a draft night when the team that I worked for passed on a future Hall of Famer, and the college scout came in and flipped the desk over. And he said, we just passed on a surefire Hall of Famer to draft a guy that you've never heard of before. That's a true story. That surefire Hall of Famer went to the team you hate the most, Baltimore, and we're just going to leave it at that, okay? But the guy came in, he wanted to draft a certain player, didn't draft him. We draft a player that no one's ever heard of before who did shit, and desk got flipped. And I respect that because I break televisions. So
Can I take a guess at who the future Hall of Famer was that we're talking about?
Yeah, go ahead.
Was it Flacco?
Oh, come on, bro.
You said Baltimore. I mean,
Ed Reed.
So defense?
Ed Reed. Yeah, my team I worked for passed on him.
Wow.
And drafted a guy. And when I'll never forget it, that scout ran in and said, we just passed on a surefire Hall of Famer. The desk gets flipped.
Murderer.
No,
that
was Ray Lewis, man. Yeah,
I know, but still, Baltimore in general.
No, you can't say that. Ed Reed, a good human being. I met him a couple times.
Actually, I watched some on him.
Ed Reed is a good human being, Ed Reed. So we don't want to say anything bad about him.
Animal on the field.
I think the best safety of all time. We could fight that.
We could definitely fight that.
So at the end of the day, yeah, that's Steeler fan. Biased. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, winner gets the 4 seed. Buffalo really playing for seeding. They cannot win the division. They're either going to be 5, 6, or 7. Houston obviously could win the division. It's crazy in the AFC.
It is. AFC is so up for grabs right now. And if Pitt didn't lose to Cleveland last week, I would have said they probably could have been the biggest upset going into the playoffs, playing with house money. But now, don't even know if they're even
I'm going to say this, and I don't know if you agree with me, and I don't know if the listeners agree with me, but I'm going to say this. It is the only time in my lifetime that I saw a conference. Now, it used to be 1 to 6 or years ago, 5. Now they have 7. It is the only time in my lifetime that I believe 1 through 7 can go to the Super Bowl.
It's insane. It really is. I mean, Buffalo just proved last week that they're not the surefire winner of the AFC.
Anyone.
I mean,
Anyone.
Denver has been so up, and then sometimes so. I mean, they shit the bed when they're not supposed to. It's like
in the NFC, I don't feel that way.
If Indianapolis still had Daniel Jones, and they were really to me the best all-around team in the AFC until they lost their quarterback, Phillip Rivers, too far out of the game to be able to give them the stamina.
They were 8-2.
They were.
They were 8-2. I believe any team in the AFC can go to the Super Bowl. Not only do I believe any team in the AFC can go to the Super Bowl, it wouldn't shock me if any team out of the AFC won the Super Bowl. I don't believe that about the NFC.
Me neither.
I don't believe Carolina or Tampa Bay can get to the Super Bowl. No. I don't believe Green Bay, currently constructed with the Micah Parsons injury, can get to the Super Bowl.
Agreed.
And
they lost him, and they lost the whole defense. It's insane.
The people in Chicago are going to hate this. I don't believe Chicago can get to the Super Bowl. Not yet.
Not yet. I was just going to say, they're too far out from being bad and becoming good. It's like the only team that I can see that possibly can do that, as bad as they were last year and as good as they are this year, is the San Francisco 49ers.
Great. He played great.
Talk about
he played great on
around,
Sunday night.
I mean, just... Yeah, on a dime. And it wasn't with personnel. It was just they got healthy.
Yeah.
Last year they've dealt with injuries since Shanahan took. I feel like he takes them, puts them into a tree grinder before he brings them out onto the field. But whatever they're doing, they're playing right now the best that they could be playing going into the playoffs.
We have Miss May 2006 about to come on, do an interview. You have your free pick. You are now 12-5. What do you got going in the NFL? Now, remember, it is Tuesday. You're doing this pick for Sunday.
Correct.
So you're going to give it out at the line that it is currently on Tuesday right here.
Correct. So, we'll just go ahead and call this one 13-5. This is a steamroll, man.
I love it.
Cleveland coming off that win against Pittsburgh. That was their Super Bowl. They literally busted every nut that they needed to last week. Cincinnati.
As I'm drinking.
Cincinnati steamrolls Arizona. I would have hit the 2-0 if they would have just scored a few more points on the over in that game. But Cincinnati is just being undervalued right now. I mean, they have all their pieces together. They're not benching anybody. They just want to put points on the board. They did let Flacco get out there in the fourth quarter last week, but Burrow's liking it, man. Higgins is healthy. Jamar Chase is healthy.
7 right now? 7.5? What is it?
7 to 7.5. Get it at -7. But even if you had to lay 7.5, I don't see Cleveland putting up more than maybe 10 points. Cincinnati's putting up an easy 28 to 35 in this game. So steamroll. Get all over Cincinnati minus the points. Never, ever going to be in doubt.
You went with a -7 last week. Seattle, tight game, and then the better team pulled away.
Yeah.
In the second half of that game. Your free picks, again, 12-5. This guy here, he does interviews all over the country, New Orleans, Jocks down in Alabama. You got like a cult following down there. It's hilarious.
Now Pittsburgh,
you're doing a great job there. KNBR, I'm doing San Diego. We had one of the San Diego hosts on a couple weeks ago from the John and Jim show. So, we're trying to make this as interesting as possible, this podcast. We're getting a lot of great feedback. And keep it right here because we have former Playboy Playmate Alison Jordan coming on for a great interview. My brother, go ahead, close this out.
Listen, guys, first off, looking forward to one hell of a new year, man.
Sure.
2026 is going to be great. 2025 was great. I'm grateful for our relationship.
Absolutely.
For this new podcast, for the way the company is going. We're really moving all in the right direction. So God bless everybody. And more than anything, guys, let's go out there and make some money.
Keep it right here for Alison Jordan. All right, welcome back to the Bet Big, Talk Loud podcast. I promised her. Here she is.
Whoa, I'm here.
Supposed to have you last week, but a little scheduling snafu messed it up. But this is Miss May 2006, Alison Jordan, Playboy Miss May 2006.
Thank you.
And a brand ambassador for what this is sponsored by right now, which is Girls That Gamble .live. We'll talk about that and your involvement in it. But thank you so much for coming live in studio.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for having me. It's good to see you, meet you in person, be here in the studio. It's so beautiful in here.
I know the last time we had you on, you were in a car in Seattle.
I was in Seattle for my 25-year high school reunion.
And you're coming up on another reunion, 20-year anniversary, Miss May 2006.
That's right. So go in your basement, go in your attic, dust off that Playboy issue, find it, and then send it to me. I'll sign it to you.
There you go.
Yeah, if you said, I'll leave my little,
We'll handle all of that for you over here, the care and does it feel like 20 years for you?
Honestly, No. But yes, it's like a lifetime ago, but I can like really remember those memories very fondly. So yes.
And you said you really always wanted to be a Playboy Playmate.
Like even from, I mean, I don't know if this is too young of an age, but like I remember being like 16, 17, 18 and being like, I want to be in Playboy one day. Like I just thought the girls were like so beautiful. Like thinking of like, I know they were just all so blonde and tan and the boobs. I always love boobs. So I always was like, I want to be involved in that. Like it just looked so fun. And it really was.
And not many people become a Playmate of the Month.
It's true.
And we also have another brand ambassador who's involved with Girls That Gamble.live, Brandy Roderick. She was a Playboy Playmate of the Year.
Of the year, which I almost was. I mean, there's
Does she give you a little grief? Does she give you a little grief that she
I mean, Brandy was a beautiful Playmate of the Year. She should have been Playmate of the Year. The girl that won Playmate of the Year my year was Sarah Underwood. She also should have won. Like she's beautiful. She now lives in Oregon with her man and they like.
But you feel like you should have edged her out.
I mean, I was told by Playboy that things were going to go in my direction, but it didn't happen that way. And that's okay. Because in life, I feel like there's opportunities for everyone. Now I'm doing Girls That Gamble. Like everyone's doing their thing. You know,
right.
It's like life, sometimes opportunities don't work out the way you think they're going to.
Sure.
And then you're presented with new opportunities that are just as fun and just as exciting.
So we are doing this podcast. Now, normally we do the podcast on Friday.
Yes.
But because of the college football playoff and Jessica Hall, who is another brand ambassador for Girls That Gamble.live, she's on the Rose Bowl committee.
Yes.
So she's at the Rose Bowl right now. Alabama, Indiana. That is a big game. But you guys over at Girls That Gamble.live, they have their one and only game of the year in terms of the bowls.
Yes.
It's tonight. So this is going to drop around 5 o'clock Eastern time. You have TCU playing USC. That game is at the Alamo Dome.
Okay.
Now, you guys had a game of the year in the regular season when Georgia played Alabama. You won it with Alabama.
Yes.
Girls That Gamble.live, you guys are really doing a great job.
We are good, okay? We're not just girls that are hot. We know what's up, okay? We know.
You know something? I said that I always try to, when I was doing the podcast with you girls, I don't want to say overly surprised.
Okay.
But your knowledge of sports gambling, I was a little surprised at how well you spoke it. Like all of you, Brandy, Chanel, Jessica Hall, and you, like just having conversations with guys.
Yes. I mean, because we're real fans. Like we really enjoy football. We enjoy these games. So it's like you do what you love and you love what you do.
So on girlsthatgamble.live right now, go check it out.
Yes.
By the time this podcast drops, it's probably 3 or 4 hours before kickoff. TCU is playing USC tonight in the Alamo Dome, the Alamo Bowl. And it is the game of the year, which you can get right now for free at girlsthatgamble.live. So go check that out. So you are a California girl.
Yes.
Who is right now in New York.
Yes. Yes. You see the sweater? This is what I'm wearing here, people.
And
I'm wearing
freezing.
A sweater. Yes.
It's freezing and windy.
Yeah. A little. My hair is like Wimbledon. I'm like, okay, how am I going to look in the studio? This hair, I had it all sexy. I brought it. And then I get outside my car and it's like whoosh. And it's like the lip gloss, the hair is in the lip gloss. I was a hot mess. But I'm trying to keep it together. So be kind in the comments, okay, guys? It's cold out here, okay?
Listen, if they're going after anyone in the comments, it's going to be me. So, no, you're good. Don't worry about that. But you told me you're going up to Vermont.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you a question. How does a girl from the West Coast, California, get involved with skiing and snowboarding? That don't sound like a combination that makes sense.
I'm out of my element here, but I'm always down for an adventure. So, it'll be good. It'll be freezing, but
Snowboarding, crash into any trees, anything?
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, actually, tomorrow on my list, I'm like, I got to get helmets. I got to get the safety stuff. I'm going to keep it I'm going to go light and easy, though. Nothing too crazy.
Personal question. Yes. I did this podcast last week, and I thanked all the ladies out there, the women, for making the holidays what they are.
Thank you.
I mean, my kids, and I have older kids. My kids are older than yours, right? And my wife still spoils the hell out of these boys on Christmas. I walk down like, what the hell is all this? Do you do this for your kids?
So my big thing is like experiences. Because my mother-in-law, she loves the gifts. She gives them all like crazy amounts of gifts, which is very kind. But I'm really trying to teach them experiences are better than things. So like my youngest son, he likes dinosaurs. So I took him to this like dinosaur thing. Like I'm more of like the experience gal. That's what I'm really trying. But I mean the gifts and all that too. But,
okay, because I was telling you, and if it was up to me, I'd stick my hand out to my kid. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Get the hell out of here. Well, Mom buys all the presents.
It's a lot. And then once you start to remember, you're like, oh, I got to get something for this person. I got to get something. Like, it's not just your immediate family. It's like you got to get stuff for everybody.
So here's the thing. Men we would look like jerks. We really, I wouldn't, and not because I wouldn't have a gift for my mother, my sister, anyone, not because I'm a bad person.
No.
I would just not know how to do it. I'd forget.
Yeah.
So my wife handles everything for me.
Yeah.
So including so when I have the secretaries here and my wife, if people in my life don't go through those people, I forget to go places. Now I'm really good at my job. You wouldn't know it because I'm an idiot in other terms. But the women out there really, I mean, this whole world runs on women.
Thank you. We try.
Yeah, I do that, man. So girlsthatgamble.live.
Girlsthatgamble.live or GTG.live.
GTG. Game of the year tonight, bowl game, Alamo Bowl. TCU. Now, TCU it has their starting quarterback out tonight. Hoover's out tonight. They have a 5-year player quarterback in tonight. He played 3 years at Vanderbilt. He backed up Hoover the last 2 years at TCU. So you have that situation going on. USC tonight, you know, when you play a football game, when you have 22 players that start and 11 of them are out, it's tough, but USC is still a 5.5-point favorite. Very tough game for the layperson out there to figure out because you're dealing with players you don't know. The staff at girls.gamble.live did all the research for this game. They came up with this as their game of the year. And when they used the game of the year, in fact, we were laughing about it. Not many people used Alabama against Georgia when they played at Georgia early in the season. A lot of people like Georgia in that game. You guys went with Alabama. You won it outright. So girls.gamble.live has that game tonight, absolutely free. Go check it out. And you guys are doing a special monthly pass.
Yes.
30 days for just under $15.
Yeah.
That's like, hey, come check us out.
Yeah, that's a crazy good deal.
That's a crazy good deal. And
come say hello. We have a little chat option. You know, just come see us.
You guys are all doing a great job. Yes. Chanel, whenever we have Chanel on, very bubbly, awesome personality. I know you've met her and
she's so like she's just like a fun. She's like a warm hug. Like, and also I just want to like stick my face in there and just like, well, I'm talking about her boobs. She's got great boobs. All the girls do.
So when you said you met Chanel, she was in a bikini top.
Honestly, yeah, we were in a hotel room because we were filming, and I opened the door, and in walks this stunning redhead, and I'm like, is she wearing a bikini top? What is she wearing? Like, what? I'm like, okay, I think I was like in a sweater like I am today. I'm like all buttoned up, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it's like that, huh? Like we gotta like, you know, okay. No, but she's amazing. She is amazing. All the girls are amazing. Brandy, Jessica, everyone really is so talented and beautiful.
And Chanel had a great opportunity. She made it right down to the last.
All the
what
way.
was the last round?
Finals, yeah, absolutely.
Of the finals for the next Playboy search. She did a great job with that.
She did great. Yes.
She did a great job. So you know, check out Chanel. Obviously, Brandy Roderick, who's when I did the podcast with Brandy, I brought up the scene of her when she was in Starsky and Hutch. When she's undressing and Ben Stiller, they just they stop.
Yes.
They just start staring at her boobs, and that was the end of that.
I mean, she is still stunning. Like, take your breath away, stunning. And she's just such a warm person, too. Like, she's just, like, genuine, kind, wonderful.
So what I've realized about all of you, Jessica Hall,
yes.
You guys are really just down-to-earth people. Yes, you were in Playboy, and I was telling you the story, and I have my wife knows this. You know, when I was a teenager, you know, it was about the Playboy Playmate and your Jordans. Okay. I mean, those are the two things that, you know, high school young men talked about. Yo, who's in the Playboy? And did you get the new pair of Jordans? And to meet you girls and you just like, just everyday people, just down to earth.
Like, I always say, like, Hef really did a great job of picking, like, the girls next door. Because sometimes girls would come to the mansion, because I lived at the mansion for a hot minute. I lived at the Bunny House as well. And these girls would come in, and for some reason, they wouldn't get picked. And I'm like, why didn't they get picked? These girls are stunning. But he really had, like, an eye and a taste for, like, approachable girl next door, like hot, but like girl next door. That was like the vibe. So I feel like that's kind of why we're all like down to earth, chill.
And it's funny because you were telling me a story about how you met your husband.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, this is years ago. Yes. And, you know, you're probably just coming out. You were doing something for Playboy at the time.
Yeah, I was doing a cruise for Playboy.
This is so man, right? This is I would do something this stupid, right? This poor girl, probably great looking, right? Coming out of Playboy.
I thought.
She meets him at an airport and she asked him to watch your luggage.
Yes.
And he gave you an attitude.
No, he was like, no. He was like busy. I'm like, no, I'll be 2 seconds. He's like, well, don't take long. I'm like, who is this guy? I think that's probably why we're still married 13 years later, because he just keeps me on my toes. I'm like, what? Okay.
My wife will say, and we're gonna hook up when we're in Las Vegas in May. We'll get together with my wife and your husband.
Yes.
We'll go out to eat dinner, have a great time.
Yes.
But my wife to this day will say, The first sentence I said to her is the all-time worst first sentence that you could ever say to a girl. And actually, I'll take you through it. What would you do if a guy came up to you and said this? Would you like to come back to my apartment with me? And she goes, my wife, good girl. She goes, what type of girl would I be if I came back to your apartment on the first night?
Right. I love that answer.
Is a great answer.
Yes.
The idiot, right, said,
Yes.
usually the type of girl that I meet. Like, doesn't the water get thrown in your face? And that girl married this idiot.
It's honest. I'm sure she saw past that and was like, okay, I'm going to.
She tried to get away from me.
Yeah.
She actually threw her phone number at me from across the bar. I just remembered it.
Okay.
And I still remember it to this day.
Wow.
I called her the next day. I'm like, I'm that moron that came up with that stupid line.
Yeah.
27 years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But that's so you had your husband not want to watch your luggage. I F up a first sentence.
Yep. Yep.
So that's how it goes.
That's romance, baby. That's a beautiful thing.
That's romance. Again, we have, Brandy Roderick, Jessica Hall, Chanel Maxwell, and Alison Jordan, who are all brand ambassadors for girls.gamble.live. Now, we started this site back in June or July.
Yeah.
I got involved with it. I know the owner of the site.
Yes.
I love the idea. And you guys are really getting great traction with getting people like celebrities and people who are higher ups over to this site because, as we said, it's offering gambling and pretty girls.
Mm-hmm.
So,
two things that are like fun. Like, why wouldn't you want to?
The producer just said, before we did this podcast, you throw the alcohol in. There's the trifecta. Boobs, gambling, and alcohol.
Then you got it all. Perfect. Done.
Go check out girls.gamble.live. Game of the year tonight, Alamo Bowl. TCU actually TCU pretty much the home team in this game, playing in Texas, playing USC. Lots of opt-outs for USC. TCU starting quarterback out. It is a tough game to call for the layperson out there. The girls and the staff over at girls.gamble.live have done all the research for you. They'll get you going. They'll give it to you absolutely free. Alison.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I showed you all around the place. What'd you think?
It's beautiful here.
Yep.
This is quite an operation. Like, you guys really have a great thing going here.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
We try our best. Sometimes if we lose a game, people get all pissed off at us, but you met us. We're down-to-earth people just trying to, make people some money in the gambling space.
Yes.
And, with the websites that we're doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming in and being a part of it. Guys, again, girls.gamble.live, game of the year goes tonight. Go check it out. You have about 2.5 to 3 hours by the time this podcast drops to get on it. Thank you so much, Alison.
Thank you, Chris.
Pleasure having you on. Guys, have a happy new year, and we'll be back next Friday on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to wrap up this edition of the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. Special thank you to girls.gamble.live and Alison Jordan. Hope you guys enjoyed the interview. She was live in studio, and she did a great job, as you can tell. Free picks for me. Gave you the over in the Sugar Bowl between Ole Miss and Georgia. Right now, again, this is Tuesday, 55.5. That's what it looks like the number is. That game is a few days away. JR, obviously, Sunday's 5 days away. He gave you Cincinnati -7, he said, to wallop Cleveland. So those are the two free picks. JR doing a phenomenal job. He is 12-5. I'm 11-7, so I'm a little behind him, and I have to do a lot to catch up to him. Make sure you check out takingvegas.com. Most importantly, guys, we did the show on Tuesday because we wanted to talk about the CFP and wish everyone a very happy, healthy, and safe New Year's Eve on into New Year's Day. 2025 was a really, really good year, but as always, as everyone should do, we look forward to the new. We look forward to the new year, and we want to make 2026 better than 2025, and we're going to work hard to do it. Hope you're enjoying this podcast. We've done now 14 or 15 full episodes. Plus, we have the quick snips that you can go check out on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. They're on there as well. Everyone out there, happy, healthy, safe New Year, and we will be back on January 9th for the first podcast of the new year. Have a great New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and we'll catch you back here on January 9th on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast.